Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to the live, everybody. Trying to get situated still. Hope y'all had a wonderful Monday. I did. Today was a productive day. Y'all know I'm all about this productivity, man. I wasn't in here last week or last few days. Friday was my off day, and I'm typically busy or resting on the weekend, so that's probably why y'all don't see me on Saturday and Sunday. But I'm back. I'm back live. What up, Queen? Thanks for joining the live. What up, what up, what up, everybody? I got some fire content dropping for y'all. Fire content dropping. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to my timeline, but I've been bringing y'all some heat like the last 2, 3 weeks. So I appreciate everybody that's been tapping in, that's been interacting with the content, whether it's liking it, commenting, subscribing. Either way, I appreciate y'all. Keep that love coming. Keep it coming. Yeah, I had a real smooth day at work today. Real smooth day. I like smooth. I can appreciate a smooth day. A smooth, productive day. Let me share these lives. I gotta stay on task. This social media stuff is a job, man. I was just talking to my partner about that. I'm like, yo, this is a job. Like, I see why people get compensated, how they get compensated for this social media stuff. Because, you know, if I had the right amount that I want to have in my accounts, I would go full time social media. No cap. I go full time social media. That way, it's kind of like you're getting paid to be yourself, and I feel like that's the ultimate job. I know it's different strokes for different folks. Like some people want to work a 9 to 5. That's what they want to do. They're probably not the creative types. So they want to work a 9 to 5. They okay with that. Versus me, on the other hand, nah. I want opportunities to be creative. I want opportunities to be able to express myself. I like sharing knowledge. I like that. I like that if I learn about a topic, I can get on social media and share it with people around the world. Like I never was like the teaching type before, but what's good? What's good, Holic? Holic? I hope I pronounced your name right. I'll be butchering people's names on here. For real, for real. Thanks for joining the live, man. When I was recording some content today, I ran into this guy. You know, like I was talking to y'all last week about being grateful. You gotta always be grateful, yo. You know, always be grateful. But I can tell by his personality of just talking to him in that one instance why his life is how it is. Because, sometimes, even me personally, I can talk about myself. I'll be wondering, like, why? Like, why is this going on and stuff? And more times than not, like my Kappa brother was telling me, a lot of the stuff that happens, I'm not going to say we bring it up on ourselves. It's just that we would invite that type of energy. For instance, the reason why I say this about this gentleman, he immediately was aggressive. I'm talking about, I'm recording, right? So whenever I'm in public recording, y'all know I'm in Oklahoma, Old City to be exact. And we still behind a lot of states. Like Old City is behind, especially popping states. Like I'm talking about LA, Miami, Vegas, New York City, way, way behind. And so when I'm out in public, whether it be with my tripod, with my neck mount, whatever it may be, and people see me recording, they're always kind of looking sideways. Versus in those bigger city I just named, I'm sure it's like a plethora of people doing it and they know what it is. What up, DeAndre? Thanks for joining the live. And so I'm sitting there recording because with that recording stuff, sometimes you have to redo whatever you just did like another time. And so that's what had happened. I had shot a scene, with my tripod, and I went back and shot the same scene with my neck mount. It hit different because that just changed the perspectives. Versus you seeing me from afar, now you just POV'd, and now it's like you were in the same perspective I was in whenever I did it. So I was doing that, and when I say he was aggressive, he spoke. Most Oklahomans are standoffish. If they speak to you at all, good luck. I don't know, there's something in the air out here. The thing is, they friendly. Like when I was in Miami, that's when I learned about that friendly shit. That's what they say down there, that friendly shit. Like, man, you on that friendly shit. They'll say that to somebody that's being just overly nice and kind and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's that friendly shit. And so Oklahoma, like, they friendly, but they're just not quick to speak. And so, they'll watch and all of that stuff. What's up, Tip? Thanks for joining the live. And so dude was watching me for a second. He seen me recording. Hey, man, so what are you recording? It's a library. I feel like it's inappropriate to be having loud conversations in the library. That's obnoxious. And so, like I'm telling y'all, there's one encounter with him. I can see what's kind of his problem in life. So this is what he tell me. And y'all, whenever y'all encounter people, I don't care if it's friends, family, strangers, always know there's three sides to the story. It's going to be what they're telling you, their truth, right? What they want you to believe. It's going to be the other party's side, right? What they want you to believe. And then it's going to be. So I'm sitting there looking at this man. I read this book called The Four Agreements. And then there was one that was the fifth agreement. It was part 2 of the book. And it says, always listen, but be skeptical. And so I was immediately skeptical because he was already being so aggressive. I'm like, man, you should be over there minding your business. You shouldn't be over here worried about what I'm doing. Read your book, your magazine, whatever you was reading. And so it said a couple of different things to me. Maybe he wanted a friend, or maybe he's problematic. Yo, what's up, James? Thanks for joining the live, man. Mike, that's my buddy from across the pond. James, where you from, bro? Put in the chat where you from. He's from England, I believe. England, I think so. I can't remember what part. But yeah, anyways, back to this gentleman I encountered. So he goes on to, it turned into an interrogation. Friendly conversation is if you say something to me and I say something back to you. But if it goes like you just keep saying something to me, asking questions, that's an interrogation. It's like, man, you're being annoying at this point. And so I had already peeped his personality. So I was like, okay, maybe he needed a friend. Oh, he's from London. He's from London. He said, hey, man, how's it going? It's going pretty good, bro. I'm just now getting on live. I had to run some errands after work, handle some business. But yeah, he said, I'm from Northwest London. What city is that, or town? I don't know if it's like cities and towns in London. I don't know. I'm Americanized. All I know is America. I need to do better. But yeah, so he starts off, I didn't know if he wanted a friend or if he was just being obnoxious, but he's keeping on trying to carry on this conversation out loud in the library. And I'm giving him one word answers, which should be a clear-cut response that, hey, maybe this guy's not trying to converse with you. And so he goes to trying to talk on politics, and he's trying to speak on women. Watford is the closest town to me. So Watford, everybody, he's from Watford. Clipper King Queen. What's good? What's good, Clipper Queen? How are you? I hope you had like 30 haircuts today. No, you was probably closed today because it's Monday. Some shops are closed on Mondays. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When I was in the shop, I was in there every day. Ask my coworkers, ask the other barbers that was in there, ask the owner. I was in there every day. I wasn't taking any days off, just because I was like, and still am hungry for knowledge. You know, I was trying to see how it go. But yeah, so check it out. This dude was talking about how he's so controversial. He was just like, I'm controversial, I'm controversial. You know, and he was asking about what I'm doing, and he was asking about my pages, you know. So I told him, I was like, yeah, my stuff is under my real name, you know, for transparency reasons, you know, because I don't have anything to hide. It is what it is. And so, you know, he go look up my stuff. He see I have like 20,000 subscribers on YouTube because I told him I was doing this for YouTube. And so he goes and subscribes to my YouTube and everything. He starts telling me about his YouTube and how he's so controversial and everything like that. And then the next thing out of his mouth is, I'm trying to leave because I'm like, I have this creative room reserved. So I'm like, bro, I got to go over here. Hey, what's up, Sheila? What's up, MC? Thanks for joining the live. I have this creative room reserved, so I'm about to go over there. So I go over there, and he follows me. I kid y'all not. He follows me, trying to tell me this sob story that I'm about to tell y'all. And the story was pertaining to his family, right? He's lost his entire family. Things have gone south. And I'm sure it has to do with his personality or his approach of trying to be so controversial. People get sick of that stuff, man. People get sick of that type of stuff. And if that's in you, you should try to assess that or find like-minded people to get those ideas off and stuff. But people who aren't into that, that'll run them off, i.e. his family. He told me that he's been with his wife since 16 years old. And he told me he was 9 years older than me. So he's about 45 years old. So they've been together for about 30 years. I think he said they got 10 kids together, 5 daughters, 5 sons. And here they is at the end of things. He said his wife is a principal somewhere or something like that, and things got ugly. She got in for like 4 misdemeanors. She kicked him out the house. He's homeless. He said that I guess him and his wife was getting into it, and one of the sons got on him. Hey, what's up, Robin Ziegler? Thanks for joining the live. Yeah, so that's amazing to me, you know, because I'm a firm believer that one thing leads to another, and how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? So if I'm a stranger to you and you sit up here trying to, first off, you're being, we're just going to call it aggressive. What's up, PJ? Thanks for joining the live. We ain't going to call it assertive or nothing like that, you know, because it was just obnoxious that he tried to carry on in the library like that. So he was being obnoxious, aggressive, and then trying to be controversial in a library setting. That's the worst place, you know? So clearly he has a misunderstanding of some social cues, or he's a sociopath. You know, some people can get away with that in their circle. They can be a complete sociopath, terrorizing their wife, their kids, their in-laws, terrorizing them because they're a sociopath, just preying on them socially. And they can get away with it for what? He got away with it for like 30 years until it got to a point where his wife was like, you know, there's something wrong with you. And me, I could tell. Brother, if you watching this, listen to me. I'm telling you the truth, brother. It's something wrong with you. And you need to go get yourself assessed. You can't try to unload on people like complete strangers who aren't, you know, might not like have any insight for you. You need to go get yourself assessed, man. There's something deeply wrong with that, brother, you know. And so, just being realistic and honest, I hope the best for him, but it was just crazy that happened. I'm literally just getting some content in this guy. I don't know, you know. But people just, they come and talk to me all the time, you know, something about my aura. Like people confide in me and stuff like that. Like it can be an early conversation and they'll confide in me. I don't know, sort of like he did, you know. So I feel for him, but I feel like he's bringing a lot of that on himself because of his energy. He can't be carrying that type of energy around and trying to profess that type of message and think it's going to be peace and positivity in his life. It was straight chaos. His energy was chaotic. I could read his energy. Hey, what's up, Adeline David? It was straight chaotic. You know? So, um, thinking like long term, you know, because I feel like everybody that I encounter in life is for a reason. I don't feel like I encounter one person that I've ever encountered in my life and it was by chance. Not one time. Every single time is for a reason. Like I was supposed to meet that person. Maybe it was a message they were supposed to tell me or a lesson, you know, something that happened to them that I was supposed to know. Matt 88. What's good? What's good, bro? Thanks for joining the live. And so it was no coincidence that I had that encounter with that gentleman. It was no coincidence. We exchanged numbers. I gave him my number. I was like, yeah, man, hit me up. You know? And so the next time I talk to him, I'm gonna tell him what I just told y'all. Like, nah, man, you know, in other words, you know, I'm just gonna, you know, speak on the importance of therapy and counseling. If you can't assess it yourself and find, you know, healthy coping mechanisms and things like that for yourself, get help, man. Some people just don't look in that mirror. Looking in that mirror, like, sucks to some people. They're like, oh, man, I'm so freaking ugly. And I'm speaking figuratively. What's up, Azim? Thanks for joining the live. Figuratively, they look in that mirror and they hate what they see. Maybe it's something they just did to somebody, how they treated somebody. What's good, FW? Thanks for joining the live. But yeah, got some fire content on the way, y'all. Stay tuned. Big court day coming up. Those of y'all who've been, you know, paying attention to my timeline. August 7th, 1:30 p.m. It's a big day. I'm excited. You know, I've been working on my paperwork, you know, my plan and all of that daily, you know. Just because they don't understand when they invited me into this realm. What's up, Kadami? Thanks for joining the live. When they invited me into this realm, I applied everything that I've ever learned in life. From sports, from business, just from life itself. I grew up in the panic zone. For everybody that's watching. Before that, Spencer and Dungy, for everybody that's watching. If you know about those areas, you know what I'm talking about. Spencer and Dungy ain't no joke. I'm out there with the Gooseby slap boxing. You feel me? As a jit. Yeah. I moved to the dub. I'm out there with heavy hitters. Like for real, for real. Getting lessons. Life lessons. What's up, Faye? Thanks for joining the live. And so those life lessons I apply to everything, man. Any task, any goal. Because like I said, how you do one thing is how you do everything. What's up, Mo? Thanks for joining the live. What's up, Dre? Marquise? Thanks for joining the live. Yeah, so the same way that I used to prepare for those basketball games. You hear me? I was the type of player that put in work after practice. Huh? Yeah, they was going to the locker room to, you know, going to the training room. They finna, you know, relax and, you know what I'm saying, recover, which is good and everything like that. But what about getting better? Yeah, so same thing to this lawyer stuff. Overtime, I'm locked in. I'm focused. My mentor, John J. Culberson, the richest person I know, his family donated the land that the Oklahoma State Capitol was built on. They rich forever. That's my mentor. That's my OG. What's up, RJ? Thanks for joining the live. And, you know, whenever he first encountered me, you know, because he was drawn to me, you know, and I like who like me. Same thing with my women. I want the women that's coming to me. I'm not no chaser. Young Chuck I used to be. I used to chase. My big sister used to tell me, like, yeah, you need to quit all that chasing or whatever. But back to what Mr. Culberson told me and his real talk. He said the difference between Jordan because he was trying to relate to me. And so he was talking sports, basketball specifically. You know, he was like the difference. What's up, Marie? Thanks for joining the live. He said the difference between Jordan, Michael Jordan, and all the other players was focus. Jordan was average size for the NBA. Average. He was the same size as most players. That's what that says. So what made him different? He was focused. You know? And so I can see it. I can see it in work. You can see what people get distracted, start losing their phone, you know, their keys, then the people that hit the vapes and stuff. They're just distracted. And then after that, it's over with. Whatever task I was on is just downhill. You know, so me, I focus. You know, I'm focused on this task, you know, because I feel like that's a big part of it, you know. Same way with preparing for a basketball game. I'm locked in. I'm reading the plays. I'm working on my schemes, you know. Yeah. So August 7th, big day, 1:30 p.m. Yeah. It's a celebration. Yeah. We celebrating truth. Yeah, that's what we celebrating, truth. That's what we're gonna celebrate, y'all. The truth. I feel so good standing on the truth, y'all. I've been through 4 lawyers who wanted to lie on me and wanted me to agree with the lie. I'm serious about this truth. I'm gonna keep standing on it because it feels so right. It feels so right. You know, and I feel good about myself. You know, and y'all want to know the main thing that I think about, you know, after going through those 4 lawyers, so many people I was telling about my situation was like, oh, just sign the bogus deal. What about the deal? I think about them and how they go about their life. I'm like, you're really a quitter. You're really a weak person. They really are. If they can suggest that, you know, agreeing with the lie. That's insane to me. Hey, what's up, Queen K? What's up, Gerald? Thank y'all for joining the live. But yeah, and I took notes, you know, because whenever I first started going through this, I tapped in with one of my spiritual partners, you know. And he told me, he was like, you know, while you're going through these little trials and tribulations, he said, take notes of people and how they treat you. He said, take notes. And I did. Mental notes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. What's good, boss baby? Thanks for joining the live. Yeah. And I got to learn so much about people, integrity, honor. I'm learning so much, man. And I'm going to tell y'all the truth. There's not many honorable people. One of my partners said it's just Oklahoma. I think it's worldwide. I think it's just not many honorable people. And that's fine. I'm not trying to be like anybody else. What's up, Wiz Nick? Thanks for joining the live. But yeah, I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. What's up, Darius? Thanks for joining the live, y'all. Yeah. Let me rate your profile picture, Queen K. You're pretty. Hold on, let me see something. Oh yeah, you got a beautiful smile. What up, Barbie doll? What up, Bobby? Thanks for joining the live. Yeah, man. Y'all stay tuned though. You know, I got more info. And then check this out, y'all. You know, because, you know, I talked to multiple different governing bodies about this whole travesty that's going on. I've reached out to the Department of Justice, the Civil Rights Division. I've reached out to the Oklahoma Supreme Court. I've reached out to the Oklahoma Bar Association. I've reached out to the Attorney General's office. Hey, what's up, Gene? Thanks for joining the live. And it's good to have allies, you know. It's good because these type of groups, they can come in and, you know, see what's going on and they can do things accordingly, you know. this is my first go around with this type of stuff. So it's good that I'm already learning about these type of governing bodies, how to communicate with them, and then how they can benefit a citizen. You know, so I've been on that heavily. I'm not gonna lie, I really want somebody from the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division to come down. I'm not gonna lie, they're based out of Philly. What did that say? I think the address I sent the packet to was like, it said Pennsylvania. No, I think it said Washington D.C. As a matter of fact, it said Washington D.C. It was like Washington D.C., Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. So, but yeah, I feel like it's necessary on getting the information out. That's why I've been doing this whole thing on social media, just because a lot of eyes have been getting on this content that who would have never known about it. What's good, Head Said Dad? What up, Millie? Thanks for joining the live. Like a lot of the people who have donated to my GoFundMe, who have, gave me some helpful information, would have never known had it not been for social media. So yeah, that's why I get on here and, try to spread the word. Peace and positivity though. Yeah. I hope everybody's having a great day. I am. I got a lot of content to edit for y'all that's dropping soon. I got so much barber content for y'all. I've been cutting like crazy. It's just I've been locked in on this goal. Like I told y'all, I'm focused. So when I'm focused on a task, I'm just locked in on that task. Like I feel like it would be counterproductive to be sitting here, focusing on my lawyer stuff and then at the same time trying to like edit barber stuff. Like I still have to cut hair because that's a part of my sources of income and everything like that. But as far as like worrying about that content right now, I'm not too much tripping. But just know I got it for y'all. It's on the way. I just gotta handle business first. Yeah, if y'all haven't tapped in with me, go check out my haircutting page at Chuck B Cutting. It's Chuck B Cutting. What's up, Dre Sky? It's Chuck B Cutting on Instagram, and it's Chuck B Cutting on TikTok. I haven't made a TikTok, like a Twitter or Snapchat for my barber page yet. What's good, JB? Thanks for joining the live. Yeah, man. It's a beautiful thing. I've already had people reach out to me about help. Like even that gentleman who I was telling y'all about earlier, he was asking me questions about, the law and what to do and everything like that. What up, Kylo? What's good, brother? Thanks for joining the live. Yeah, and so I'm already seeing avenues on how I'm going to be able to help people. You all would be surprised. And a lot of y'all watching right now, y'all don't know about laws and y'all don't know about rights. So I'll be able to help you all. He said, what's up, brother? Man, not too much. Just got off work at the house, just tapping in with the people. Yeah, seeing what's going on with y'all. Yeah. I'm about to start implementing this whole emails and phone number stuff for you all who don't know, data is still big one way or the other. For instance, I'm gonna just give this last little spiel before I get up off of here. Social media, right? That same gentleman that I was talking to you about earlier that was so controversial, that was his whole approach. He was trying to be controversial on YouTube. And y'all know YouTube doesn't believe in freedom of speech, to an extent. But if it steps on toes, messes with money and stuff like that, they'll delete your page. And that's what happened to him. And he was telling me about one of his buddies who had a big following. I think he had like 500,000. Hey, what's up, Immaculate? Thanks for joining the live. Followers, 500,000 followers or something like that. And then YouTube got rid of his page. And so what he did was he went and made he made a link. What's up, user? Thanks for joining the live. And what he did was he started getting, data, whether it be phone numbers. Hey, what's good, DeAnthony Perkins? Oh, that's my hoop partner. We used to play in the men's league together. What up, bro? What's up, Eve? What's up, Honeydew? Thanks for joining the live. Yeah, but you know, whether it be phone numbers or emails, but that's a way to get in touch with the people outside of social media. Let's say they do take your page, but your following is tapped in with you. You know, they've provided you email, phone number, whatever it may be. You can contact them. He said, "Yes, Skirsy. Yes, Sirski. You good, bro? Yeah, I'm straight, bro. You know, heart of a champion. You know, there will be ups and downs, but I stay strong, like I'm supposed to. You know, how's everything with you, man? I hope all is well with you and the family. We actually have another friend in common, bro. Uh, Dang, he had brought you up. No, no, I seen y'all in a picture together on social media. He posted you on his social media. Dang, I'm trying to remember who it is. Because I was surprised that you knew him. I was like, you know the homie D'Anthony? Hey, what's good, Pamela? Thanks for joining the live. But yeah, y'all, that's my time. I put in my little 30 minutes. I hope I gave y'all some helpful information. You know, tap in with me tomorrow. Same time, you know. I'll be on here.